All right, let me see if we can get another one here. Okay, I will continue playing d4 at the moment. At some stage, maybe I'll switch to b3 or e3. I'm not quite sure. King's Gambit? True. I do like playing the King's Gambit. Here we go. We got a different Gambit, though. So we get an England Gambit. Now, the question is, do they know this or do they not? I'm not quite sure. But I will accept their Gambit, because I do not see any reason why not to yet. Usually, I actually do not accept it, or I always give the pawn back. Because there are some tricky lines that even with how tired I am now, I might actually blunder it. Okay, so this is very likely a legit 450-ish rated player. It looks like they're trying to do a reverse 4-move checkmate. I think they want bishop c5, and they want me to blunder this. I will not blunder this. I will likely just go and play knight to f3, make this queen move, and there is no checks currently. I have played d4 and not e4, which confuses a lot of people. Maybe they pre-move, like in their brain they were pre-moving. Like if I went e4, e5, and then after whatever I was going to do, queen comes out. But, you know. Yes, there was this check. Even then, did not feel too threatening. Doesn't seem right, because you have to be quite careful when you start bringing a queen out this early, because you allow it to be chased away. Very most obvious tempting move for me here is just knight c3. However, you know, let's just pretend for a second that I wasn't, you know, a decent amount rated higher than this opponent. Maybe they have some tricks I'm unaware about. You know, why were they bringing out the queen, attacking, moving fast? Maybe it's going to be confusing for me if I was actually 400-ish right now. So I don't want to do anything that I wouldn't expect somebody at this rating to do. So whilst it feels normal to go knight c3, and I think I could probably get away with it and attack the queen, make it move, you're always worth considering just one move, like after that. Like even if you don't have the ability to calculate very far, I could think, all right, let me chase the queen away with knight c3. But then you could ask yourself, what is their most obvious reply? You would think moving the queen, but that is not necessarily the most obvious reply, because they would also have bishop b4. So I guess when I say calculate one move, I mean calculate at least one or two things for their next move. So knight c3, I would assume they're going to go bishop b4, pin it, and then, look, whilst I think this is going to be winning for them or not, which I don't think it is, do I need to even go into that? Probably not. So maybe I'll start with, I don't know, knight d2, because if bishop b4, I have c3. Do I think this is best for me? Probably not either. I'm up a pawn though. I could even trade the queens if I was scared. I'm not indeed scared personally, but just trying to say that these are some options that you would have if you're 450-ish and you're worried about your opponent trying to set you up in a trap. But you know what? I might even play knight c3 just because I feel like a lot of people would play knight c3 here. Knight c3, bishop e4, bishop d2. There's just nothing there. All right, I'm actually just going to do this because of the fact it seems logical. I'm not sure it's the move I would say to play, but I also don't think you should move pawns for no reason. So I wouldn't go c3 just to prevent bishop e4 if there's no kind of immediate thing for them to kind of punish. This is unfortunately not a great move for them either, because they are once again allowing me to get rid of their queen with a move. So like with a tempo. So here I can go e4 and I can take more central space, and that was immediately attacking their queen. They're going to run out of squares. So after e4, they're either going to go back. I will proceed to attack. I will just say, regardless of how easy this is going to be to attack their queen, and possibly win it if they make the wrong move, always it's worth considering not overdoing it and not getting too zoned in on winning the queen. So because sometimes if you do that, you may miss like something else. So like if I just continue attack, I may lack my own development. This position should visually be pretty obviously better for white. And why do I think that is because they have one queen that can be very easily chased around, and I have one knight another knight already developed, and two central pawns. They're not, adjacent to each other, but I have these two central pawns. It is restricting a piece going here, it's restricting a piece going here, it's controlling squares over here and here. It's just should be very obviously winning. Might be tempted to go bishop e3, and that's probably winning too, but I'm actually going to go the other way first. I'm going to go bishop d3. Why? Because I'm going to castle, and then I'm going to continue to attack the queen. Instead of risking anything, maybe if I go bishop e3 first, they go, geez, I don't even know. They go queen b4, and they attack this, and then, maybe I freak out, and I go b3 and lose this. Okay. So they are running out of ideas here, I think. I once again do not need to tunnel vision, but I also have to be careful. So I'm going to take this pawn because I actually don't see any reason not to. I do think what they want is they want to go bishop g4, but this is not really threatening to me. I could even go h3 here right away, but let's envision some world where they take back, I castle, bishop g4, h3. If they don't take, all right, so they're going to go back to h5. I mean, still the position looks pretty damn great for me. Excuse my language here. I could even go here straight away. I mean, honestly, everything here is pretty good if I just simply develop and do not blunder. There's no threats to my queen yet. I might even start with this. I don't actually need to castle yet. But I will, because I also don't see why I shouldn't. I also have other tactical ideas. We'll see. I assume bishop g4 is coming. So I'm allowing bishop g4. And I could have considered h3 and then castle. That is a blunder of a pawn, because I can just take it, and there's no way for them to do anything about it. And if they're not careful, they're going to lose the queen. I'm going to attack that queen, because they're giving me another move to attack it. The thing is, queen b4 here is not as effective because of the fact my king is no longer going to be in check if they do come this way. So like if they're, I can actually go b3. No, I can't. I have to take, I was thinking of a tactic, but it doesn't work, never mind. Anyway, very, very, very winning for black, for white, I should say. Only up 2 pawns, but once again, we look at this, even if I wasn't up 2 pawns, at this stage I would have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces already not on their starting square anymore. They would currently have a queen that can be chased around and a bishop. And obviously there's some central pawns missing, but I'm controlling the center as well. Okay. So what's the easiest way to win here? I think probably not a bad try would either be queen d2, just continue to develop and allow them to take this pawn because it would lose them a queen, I believe. After rook b1, queen a3, and yes, knight b5, it would be winning at least an exchange, I think. No, in that position they would go probably queen h5, and then, you know what? Just trying to think, what's the easiest way? I might actually go here immediately. Why am I going here immediately? Well, this is guarded by the bishop. I don't care if they take this pawn, because then I'm just going to go here over there. So if they do nothing, I'm also threatening just to win an exchange. So seems pretty straightforward at this stage. And if they're not careful, I don't know, maybe I'll try to trap their queen somehow. Don't know what I would do necessarily, but yeah, a3 or even c3, and then some rook b1s, and maybe the queen doesn't have a way out. Or maybe the queen goes this way, and then I just, chuck in another move. Who knows? Should be probably if I had to guess what the eval is here right now, even though I'm up 2 pawns, which would, generally equate to, let's just say, +2, maybe. Obviously depending on the position, but theoretically, an evaluation point or an eval is, I think it goes based on how many, like the equivalent of like pawns. I think it's something to do with that. So like, you would think maybe I'm up +2, but actually it's definitely worse than that because of just everything that's happening on the board and the amount of control I have on the board and the amount of control they do not have. So immediately I have this as well, unfortunately for them. And this actually just wins a queen for a rook. So one of the reasons I allowed them to take is because when the knight is on b5, I can go like this. I can just straight away right now. Just win a rook, a free rook actually, not even an exchange. I'm not sure if they'd be able to stop me from getting it out. But over here, I just go bishop d4, defended by the knight, defended by the knight. Queen can't go here because of the bishop. Queen can't go here because of the pawns. Queen can't go here now because of the knight. And queen can't go here. Queen can totally go there. What am I saying? Queen can totally go there. But then, alright. This is going to be nasty, unfortunately, because I am going to go here. They have one move. I can give a check. Depending on which way they move. If they come this way, I'll go there. And then I can attack this. And if they do not go that way, I will go and take this too if I want. Hey, what's up, man? Welcome back. I was going to go look at some of your games the other day off stream, but then I don't remember if you had given me your username or not. Okay, so they found pretty much the only move. Question here is actually, maybe it's still going to be winning a queen. No, then they go there. Okay, I don't need to overcomplicate. I think I'll take this one first. Seems logically winning to me. This guy is still a threat. So at the very least, I'm winning a rook, and I might win both of them. d6 is also a move too, because d6, bishop d6, knight d6, queen d6, and then a rook e1. It's just pretty cooked. So okay, so they're gonna go for this. They were an England Gambit player here, so shouldn't expect too much else. I will give them a check and I'll force them this way. Or do I do that? Who knows? I can give them a check. They come this way, give them a check. Knight takes. Take the rook. So many wins. I only have a minute and a half-ish, so I should probably just make a move. I could even go here, by the way. That pretty much just wins too, but you know what? For the sake of simplicity, give a check. Why not? Okay. I think they just are assuming that I'm going to flag. Maybe I will. I'll take the rook. I'm kind of getting messy here, but I'm still not going to flag. They can take my rook, but I'm already up a decent chunk of material. After they take, I'm going to be up basically a piece, so. All gravy. No, okay. They do not want to take. I may as well save my rook. Why not? You peeked it and right now on your way to lose Elo again? Nice. Just passing by on the way to losing some Elos, no problem. I do that frequently too. Very nice. By the way, if they're not careful, you know, have some ideas of this too. Collecting a different piece. They obviously can't take this, I'm still attacking. So pretty much they got this, or this, or this, or this. Like there's a few moves, but if the queen goes to this side of the board, it might be a little dicey as well. I mean, it's obviously just very winning for white. Maybe they're trying to think of the trickiest move to get me to flag. I don't think at this rating range yet, 5 minutes versus a minute in a position like this is going to be enough for me to lose it. But we'll find out shortly if I'm wrong. I think I should be all gravy. Okay. And now I'll likely just, bring in a knight. Bring in another piece because I have no rush. I also have, rook b5 is kind of nasty. So I'll just quickly decide rook b5. Where's the queen go? Queen is trapped, I think, at rook b5, correct? No, it has this. Okay, I'm going to go this way. No need to rush it. I probably will speed up a little bit here just so I don't accidentally eat my words a little bit. King could definitely take, but that won't be great because of rook b5, which would win the queen. Oh, Mr. Mo, it's all good, brother. I think in a position like this, even if they were using Stockfish, it would be tricky, but I think I could probably get away with it. We'll see. I am up 9 points of material. I think I have to make a pretty serious blunder here. We'll find out shortly. Mo, have any of the other matches happened yet? I assume they're going to take the pawn, but they might not. Okay, so that's a queen now. And they can't even recapture. Alright. First one? Cool. Coolios. Very possible chaos, very possible. So we'll have a look at it again afterwards, but usually is the way things go. which is kind of what I'm trying to get across to a lot of people here. It's just, if you manage to be kind of solid in the opening and you don't really do anything too funky and you just try to play safe, uh, for a lot of these elos, a lot of this range, like, people really are just going to do things that kind of self-destruct. I did have to think of some tactics here. I did have to be a little bit careful, though, I will say that. So maybe not as straightforward. I could take the bishop, or I could just defend my knight and then potentially go here and checkmate soonish, but we'll see. If they just, like, try to save this bishop, alright, if they go there, to be honest, probably a few ways to win. This is one of those moments where I'm actually going to play the weird move, because I think it's just a forcing a check. I think it's just a forced checkmate after this. Alright, GG's. But usually you don't want to move the g-pawn. I knew it was going to be a checkmate, though, so let's have a look. It's really taking a hit. I know, Rogers, I know, bro. I'm struggling these days, brother. This sleep has caught up to me. I've dropped all the way to 450. Oh, no. I'm pretty strong for a 450, though. Alright, let's see what happened in this opening. This guy played pretty above his rating, though. He tried to get me with an England. This is actually theory. That's actually pretty funny. I did not know this was a theoretical move. So I guess I practiced what I preached, what I preached, and I just developed a piece. Attack the queen. They went there, which did not seem correct to me, but I also was not quite sure, because people do play a lot of theory and a lot of tricky lines in the England, but I just didn't see this working. I mean, they give you on Game of USB. How do you... I don't know, Rogers. I'm not even sure. Knight of 3. Well, it says best. It says it's best. Is this the mosquito? Is that what this is? Is that what this is called? It is the mosquito gambit. Too funny, but I got played against with the mosquito gambit. So then I went into IC3, just developing and trying to attack. I was originally obviously calculating this, and then I just really did not see this working for them, because the queen on d5, after takes, just what does it do? There's no check again after this point. I figured this is just going to be simply winning. And unfortunately, the mosquito gambit did not win this time. They buzzed around with their queen, and then unfortunately they flew too close to the sun. That's funny. A lot of funny opening lines. Yes, here after queen c4, I mean, after queen c4, I was pretty sure they kind of were a bit out of book. I thought maybe they'd go here, because if I bring out the bishop, maybe they take, but here it felt easier for me to play. And so the Scandi, a lot of people know the Scandi, and they play the Scandi a little bit better. They bring out the queen, it gets chased away, but they, maybe they know where to retreat their queen. This did not feel like one of those kind of openings where they knew exactly what was happening. But probably maybe people crumble against them a little bit easier. Or they don't defend well. I mean, the England Gambit and a lot of these openings at this rating range, when you can bring the queen out, can be quite tricky. But if you stay solid, just blunder check here and there. And, I spent half this game talking, so I was getting low on time, but build up a good position. It's easier to play under the low time constraints. Here I just took. I didn't know if it was best or not. I just figured I'd take it. Hello, Manan. Doing alright, Brett, man. How you doing? Anya, what's cracking? Miss Kushul, I hope you're doing well. It's been quite some time. Yes, where have you been? No, I hope you're doing alright. It's been ages. Okay. Well, I think last time you randomly showed up, I think you said you weren't playing as much, so I'm not sure if you're still playing, but I hope you've been well anyway. Alright, so castles. Yes, here I think there's a bit of a panic move by them. I'm not actually sure what they calculated, by the way. Because yeah, after d5 it's just a free pawn. And the computer says e takes d5, great move. It's actually just a free pawn, and I really didn't see anything else to it. And on top of that, it also restricts the knight. It means the king is now pretty exposed, and that's one of the issues where if you play an opening like this incorrectly, and your opponent is left with the whole center and developed pieces, and you do not, and your queen is the main attacker that's chilling out on the board, which by itself is not going to do that much, well, probably going to chase it around, and things are not going to be great. Let's just take and give a check, which I didn't even think this was necessarily best. I probably could have given it either this check or this check. I have a feeling it's the best move. Nope. This one? Okay. I thought something giving a check is probably best, but I thought for the sake of not trying to overly calculate tactics as somebody who's, trying to act like they're not 2000-ish, just play the position, make some normal kind of moves, take the rook. It doesn't matter if they take my rook because then I take their bishop. And then if they take my knight, well, guess what? It's still going to be good for me because I'll also be up material. Takeies, just simply continue moving pieces. Here I'm just like, I don't need to give them the rook anymore, so just move the rook. As soon as the queen goes like this, you always got to eye off things like this if it's going to be guarded, and that's why I found the winning tactic. It was already winning, but attack, just go here. Whole idea is pretty much just this. Try to fork these two pieces. After this, just found, went there, found this. To be honest, it's already winning in numerous other ways, but this seems simple enough. The more pieces that come off the board in this position is obviously better for white. Just remove any attacking chances. And here, of course, oh my gosh, there's queen d5 as well. I actually totally missed this. I was so focused on just get rid of the knight and then just checkmate, so. But alright.